Hey everybody, welcome to Hey We're Talking. It is the Notorious 3 back in the house on a Monday. And I'll just have the guy say hi instead of, we didn't discuss who was going to go first. But Bob, I'm looking right at your face, so say hello to the people.
Kind of creepy that you're just staring right at me, but that's okay.
Hello, people. You're the top video. If I look down, there's Derek.
That's weird. You guys are both on top. I'm on the bottom.
Whoa, nice.
Derek, who are you? How are you?
I'm fine. I'm not gonna say where I am in relation to you guys because
worst intro ever.
It would be, it'd be like a kind of a taken in a bad manner, like Scott likes to do. He likes to twist it.
What?
Yeah, and
I do.
Okay. I think we all do. Anyway. Hey!
It's fascinating. We're watching Bob. I don't know if you are, Derek, but I'm watching Bob light this cigar. It's fascinating. What kind of cigar are you smoking?
It's a golfer special, as we call it. Yeah. So my local tobacconist gets just these kind of cheap cigars from Nicaragua, or where's this one? I think this is Nicaragua. And they're like $4 cigars. And this week it was the golfer special. It's called Mr. B.
Oh, okay.
You look like you could hit a golf ball with that thing.
Yeah, it's quite the stick.
I know, man. Wow.
So, yeah, got that and paired it up with a double IPA from Buckle Down Brewery out of the northern suburbs of Chicago. So, yeah.
All right,
Looks good, and that glass is just
I know it does.
Super fancy.
It is.
I love the color.
I know. I got this glass from... Where did I get this glass from? Noon Whistle Brewing Company out of Lombard, Illinois.
Okay.
It's their Smack.
It says Smack.
That is their sour beer, which I don't have a sour beer, but I haven't used this glass in a while, and I'm like, I'll drink an IPA out of it. Why not?
I like the glass, but I'm not a huge fan of the sours. Do you like those?
I've had a couple sours. There was when I was in Colorado, I don't know, a few months ago in Denver. There's a company called Odd 13 Brewing, and they had a couple sours that I actually sampled, and I was like, this ain't bad. I could drink this sour, but for the most part, I'm not really a big sour fan. I just like I saw this shape on Instagram all over the place, and I'm like, man, I really want to get one of those glasses. So while I was there, I'm like, oh, they have that shape. So I just wanted buying it.
Well, there you go.
That's a Kevin Twyford shape if I've ever seen one.
That definitely is.
Kevin Twyford shape. He loves those with those juicy Northeast IPAs.
Juice bombs. So, listen, we're at that time of year where if you have children's, they're getting out of school. So, was thinking about this over the weekend, and I was remembering what it was like when we used to get out of school for the summer, and I just thought, hey, why don't we talk about this a little bit? Not only from the perspective of what it was like, we can talk a little bit more. I think we're going to talk a little bit more about our memories as kids about this, but I'm even wondering now as adults, you guys both have children. I do not. My dogs don't get out of school. We homeschool them. We teach them all year round.
I wish I could run over to my drum set real quick and just do a little,
Yeah. So anyway, what it's like now. I mean, do you guys have fond memories? This is a stupid question. Do you have fond memories of getting out of school for the summer?
Yeah, especially when my dad did not have lots of work for me to do over the summer. There were plenty of those where I was painting the house or, building a well house or whatever.
A whale house?
Well house, for a water well.
I was just messing with you.
We don't have.
Or a water
whales in Texas. Well, there are some white whales. You know what I'm saying? You go to the beach, there's definitely some whale tails. Huh?
You like that fake radio laugh?
That is a good fake radio laugh. So anyway, he made you dig wells?
No, we built a well house one time.
Why does he say it so weird?
I know, it does sound like he's saying a whale house, doesn't it?
Well house. Well house.
Whale house.
Not whale. Well.
It sounds like you're about to start like this really old country song. Well,
Alice.
It was a brick house.
ooh, da 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 da. Okay.
Anyway, that's about the. I could go into the story, but it's not.
Well, that's what we're talking about when you were on your summer vacation. So apparently, when you got out of school, you had to work. So he made you build a whale house.
Yeah, well, we worked on it every weekend for a while, and we only got like 3 layers high on the cinder blocks.
Yeah.
And he grew tired of it, so we hired a couple of masons to come out, like masonry experts.
Mexican.
No, they were masons. They finished it in an afternoon.
Of course.
Ethnicity, Derek.
I said masons. It's their job. It's not a race.
Right.
Well, I'm just curious, what ethnicity were they, those Masons?
I'm sure they were definitely Latinos.
They rocked that. That's why it was done in an afternoon.
Yeah, but
They were like, "This is hot. We want to get out of the sun.
yeah,
Let's
and
finish
I
this quickly."
kept telling my dad because I remember I told my dad this story and I was like, "Man, Dad, we spent weeks and weeks and weeks every Saturday and part of Sundays working on this thing. I don't know how many, like 60, 70, 80 man hours that we invested in this thing. And you just hired these 2 guys and they finished it like in 8 man hours in an afternoon." And he was like, "Yep, best $200 I ever spent."
$200. That's even better.
I'm like, "Man, what?" I was like, that. I said, that shaped my life because I am not going to spend countless hours on projects that I am not an expert on when I can just save up a little cash and hire somebody to do
Pay a
it.
professional. That's the thing. Bob is the only one out of the 3 of us that's like that. He will try anything.
Well,
You
but
didn't pour your own concrete for your driveway, though. I
No.
was surprised.
well, I didn't do concrete. I did asphalt. And no, I didn't do the asphalt for my driveway. But like my bathroom, I'm not doing either. So there are some specifics that I've learned over the years not to touch. My bathroom needs a new floor, tile around the bathtub, installing a new bathtub. I want the shower head to be raised because I always have to kind of squat down a little bit to get, stand in the shower. So I want that to be raised up, and I'm hiring somebody or I have hired somebody to do that for me. So I'm not gonna touch that. But most everything else, mudding walls, painting, most of the house stuff, installing my own hot water heater. I do 98% of the other stuff. But there's some jobs where I go, man, do I really want my wife to complain for the next 10 years about my
You
tile
messed this
job?
up.
I'm like, man, it's much better just to pay somebody $5 a square foot or whatever it is to get it installed.
Yeah.
So unlike Derek, on my summer vacations, so I grew up in a house with a pool, in-ground pool. So basically, as soon as the pool was open, I mean, I was in that thing every day for almost the entire day. It was ridiculous. That's all I did. I just swam every day. That's it. I will say I did cut grass. When I got to be about 13 years old, I did my own grass cutting kind of a deal. Just went around the neighborhood and found people, especially over summer, obviously. I was cutting grass. But other than that, my dad didn't have a bunch of stuff for me to do for sure.
Yeah, I
in
was
the
about to
summer.
say, yeah, there must have been a ton of grass for you to cut at your own house with your huge pool in the backyard. There must
No,
have been
there's
so
not.
much grass at your house to cut. 5 minutes, yawn, back in the pool.
So
Prob-
I had like different eras, it all depends. So if it was kindergarten through 5th grade, we pretty much, because we moved several times. So kindergarten through 5th grade was pretty much once summer came, we knew what we were going to do. The carnivals were going to come in town, and we would go run through the cornfields and, basically play hide and seek in the cornfields.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of
We'd
creepy.
we'd be roller skating, and it's very itchy, by the way,
Oh
running
gosh.
through a cornfield. But there were specific things that we would do. Now, when it came through, we moved once I got into 6th grade through 8th grade, so I was like 11, 13 years old, within that time. Then it was we lived in the middle of nowhere, so I couldn't go around cutting grass because I didn't have a neighbor for a mile away. which was wonderful, by the way. But we would go to this basically lake behind the house. You cross the cornfield, and it was called the Pit. And everybody partied back there all on the weekends. And we would just mess around as kids back there and throw bottles and break them and, things that kids do. BB guns and, just kind of mess around. So, and then getting into high school, obviously it was just, nice to be out for summer, but knowing that you got to start working, you got to get a job, you got to start making money. Oh, you're driving now, so it was different for me, but I lived as a kid. I drank water out of the damn garden hose.
Yeah.
That's what kids are supposed to do. We went fishing. This is stupid. But this tells you, we had an imagination. So we would get a stick and put a fishing pole on it. Excuse me 1 second.
Oh my goodness. So inappropriate.
I know something was just there. I don't know.
Bringing a lot of emotional memories for you. Go ahead.
So when we were so bored during the summer on a rainy day, we would actually open up the window and open up the screen, and we'd have a stick with a fishing hook, and we would literally just try to catch leaves that were sitting in the water outside the window.
What?
Because, dude, we were kids with imaginations. In my brother's room, he had tile underneath, and then he had carpet. Carpet was just laid over the tile, so it was nothing special. We peeled up the carpet and put Scotch tape down and used permanent marker over the Scotch tape and built a whole town for our Hot Wheels cars.
Oh my gosh.
There were streets, here was the hospital, here was the grocery store. That's what we did as kids, man. We had an imagination. Now kids are just on their phone, just, oh, okay.
No, they play that they play that game where I forget the name of it now. It's like they build it's these block people and they build Minecraft.
Minecraft's not so big anymore. There's still some people that are into it, but Snapchat's the big thing, These kids don't.
Well, that's because you have teenagers.
Yeah,
little
but
kids aren't on Snapchat, or you need to beat their family.
What? Dude, you should see these 8 and 9-year-old kids walking around with the newest iPhone.
No.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't like it. Well, I disapprove.
That's the society we're in, unfortunately. But
I hope James Comey wrote a memo about these children so we can get to the truth. I love how I can throw that stuff out there and it just goes quiet.
Yes, because we are not going to feed into your political shenanigans.
Man, that guy is a loser, by the way.
What a loser. About Bob, all right?
I'm not talking about Bob. I'm talking about that girly man freaking FBI director. Anyway, so summer. Derek, your face is just fantastic.
What does this have to do with summer?
I don't know. I was just thinking about it because it just crossed my mind what a loser this guy is. Go ahead.
That's because you are a political junkie. If anyone is Facebook friends with Scott, that's all he posts.
That's not everything.
I thought about unfriending him.
No, you can just make it so you don't see what I do. You can still be my friend.
I don't know if I want to. I just get away from all those political posts.
Anyway, guys.
I put pictures of my dogs up.
Yeah, his dog.
I put up funny little videos and anecdotes. I don't only post.
It's summer here in West Texas, and
it's not officially summer yet. It's only June.
It's summer
like
break.
The 12th
it doesn't
or something.
matter.
Well, so is there anything big, Derek, that is planned for your kids for summer?
Yeah, well, my son is out right now. He's going to spend part of the summer with his mother in Alabama. And right now I'm allowing him to enjoy the summer. I'm letting him sleep in. We have a water park in our city park, which is just like a mile or two down the road. He'll walk or ride his bike to it. He was there all day today, hangs out with his friends. He's got a baseball game tonight. Next week me and John are going to road trip down to Carlsbad Caverns for a day. And then he's going to church camp with the church next week. And then he'll go to Alabama until the beginning of August. And then he'll come back.
Oh.
And maybe we'll catch a baseball game in Dallas or something.
Dallas has a
No.
baseball team? Oh, yeah, they do, the Rangers.
Yeah, the Texas Rangers.
Sorry. It's just because it's not named Dallas, so I forget sometimes.
Sorry, not everything's hockey, Scott.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Scott.
We're going to do
Dallas
some
Scott.
shows about hockey. Don't you worry.
We'll have to work that out to where Derek's like working that night.
No, he needs to get an education. He has a hockey team in his state. He should follow them.
So Derek, my kids are going to be in your state.
Really?
What?
When? Where? When?
At the end of June, they're going to spend 2 weeks in Dallas.
Nice.
Oh,
So
okay.
What's in Dallas?
I've got family that lives there. My uncle lives there. My cousin lives there. My uncle called me and he's like, my uncle's got 2 daughters that are pretty much the same age as my kids, and they met for the first time like 2 years ago, and these kids are just
They fell in love with each other.
they do
Instant.
they love each other. They're cousins and really love to hang out with each other and talk with each other. So I'm gonna send my kids to Dallas for 2 weeks.
Man.
Now, is it Dallas proper, or is it one of the like 500 suburbs around
I
the
think
Dallas
he lives
area?
in Arlington.
Okay, that's
So I mean that's
smack Dallas.
Yeah, that's Dallas. So it'll be right over there. So yeah, I'm gonna be without my kids for 2 weeks at the end of the month.
Man, you're going to be having such a great time without your kids being around.
No,
Dude.
not really.
Oh.
He's
No?
like, do you mind if I take them shooting? I'm like, oh, dude, you're fine. My kids have gone shooting before, no problem. He's like, well, I've got this 9mm. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm cool with them shooting handguns, but they've never shot a handgun, so
Be
just-
gentle.
That's a totally different thing compared to shotguns and 20 gauges. So I said, hey, I'm cool with it though. Let my kids shoot guns.
Safety first. Safety first. Safety
Yeah.
first.
Because there is no second when safety's not involved.
That's true.
Oh, see, that's like I should coin that phrase.
You should coin that phrase. That's an old saying, too, coining the phrase. And on that note, I think we're going to wrap this one up for today. It wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie.
Well, just knowing what we're going to talk about Wednesday, I don't think we want to reveal too much, you know?
I guess.
Maybe
But
that.
I thought this might be a little bit fun. It's okay. Not our greatest.
But you know what? Here's the thing. It gives all the listeners, including Boontar. Yeah, that's his name, Boontar. It gives everybody an opportunity to kind of reminisce on their childhood and what they did when they got
What
out
if they
of
had
school.
a bad childhood?
Well, unfortunately, we brought up some demons, and
Yeah.
you should get over it. That's really what it comes down.
Oh, gosh, man. Dr. Bob just laying it down right
Well,
there.
well, the song that we always sang when my kids get out of school is Alice Cooper, "School's Out for Summer."
Yeah, we were singing that last night when we talked about it, Derek and I.
Yeah. So, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute.
When did you guys talk about it? I didn't see it on Voxer.
Yeah,
Oh,
man, we had a mandate.
I was just, I didn't mean to. Oh,
I didn't see it on Voxer.
said
at
too
all,
much.
so
I've
where
said
did
too
you guys talk about this?
we were testing out our audio last night.
Oh, so I wasn't invited to test out audio.
It was late.
I was up till 11:37 last night.
We
So, I mean,
started
what-
at 11:38. He just missed you.
But why didn't you give me a heads up? I would have stayed a little later.
It was just like a thing. It just kind of happened organically.
That's a very oddly specific time, too, by the way. I was up till 11:37 and 43 seconds.
I went to bed.
He keeps a log like James Comey. He writes memos about when he goes to sleep.
I have a clock, and I'm like, all right, I got to get to bed. So I'm sitting there playing Dawn of Titans on my phone, and I'm like, oh man, I got to get to bed. So I plug in my phone, and I lay down, and I'm like, all right, it's sleepy time. And then I just passed out. So it had to be 11:37:24. So not a big deal.
What? But the best part is he writes memos. He recollects when he goes to
I
bed.
just wonder why I wasn't invited to it. That's all.
in case he's brought before Congress, he has to have the little notes.
I guess.
So
Going if I'm not invited to.
Because your computer works. I'm recording
Yeah.
on a computer.
yeah, can't you tell Derek looks different?
I'm not on
He
the
doesn't have his
iPad right
iPad.
now.
He's not on his broken iPad. He's on an old. No, this is the new computer.
This is my wife's new computer. Which
This is the new one, but eventually he's going to be on the old one that's running like Windows 95 or something.
is XP.
Well, whoever you guys replace me with, just make sure it's somebody that that has a dry sense of humor, because it's needed on this show. And that's
Totally.
all I'm gonna say about that.
We've been talking to a lot of dry humor people. So, all right, guys, we will talk with you on Wednesday. We're going to continue with summer vacations and memories and all that good stuff. So, if you're not interested, we'll try to critique each show at the end of the show to decide if it was a good show or not. But we're glad you're here. Derek's just like looking at me like, what is he talking about? And we'll see you on Wednesday.